Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Chris Stout. Welcome to the channel, and this is actually a new series for me. I'll have some links in the notes below for some of the other car and lifestyle related kinds of issues, but this is the kickoff of a new Porsche 2026 Carrera T series that I'm going to be producing. It's starting off, this is the pioneering episode because of a hiccup that I had with it. So it's entitled What Porsche Didn't Tell Me Ruined My Order and How to Protect Yourself. And the protection actually I maybe should specifically refer to as how to problem solve around that. And that was done with the great help of the service manager at the dealership that I'm working with. So let's get started. Maybe set a stage. I am not new to Porsche. I should also, I don't know if this is a disclaimer, but I am very much a Porsche fan. This was my very first 911. It was a Targa T in 1970 that I kind of did my best I could for restoring it. Just really enjoyed it. Was a member of the Porsche Club of America in Chicago, and my little 911 Carrera made the Carrera Targa made the cover of it. Went for a while without any Porsches, but then got a 928 gray marketed Euro spec that I did a lot of customization with. Recaro seats, Momo steering wheel, new exhaust, side skirts, three-piece wheels you can see there, Yokohama dry tires, new front valance. Um, Gosh, I think I said Recaro seats, new rear tail, bumper cover, S4 wing, etc. And just really very much enjoyed that car. That was great. That was my first Porsche to take to the track. Then a few years later, got a 1999 996, and again did some customization work with it. A little chin spoiler, side skirts, crazy rear wing. I like this car in particular because it was a coveted six-speed, and you'll hear I'm a big fan of manual transmissions. After that, did another 1999 996, this time a black one, and obviously a cabrio. It came with the hard top that you would lift off on that. And again, similarly with others, did new front bumper cover, did side skirts, new rear bumper cover, rear wing, interior, new seats, um, carbon fiber bits here and there, whatnot. So, and then just a K&N filter and new exhaust system on it too. Just really fun. It was not a manual, which was like the only downside to it, but very much enjoyed that car. It's actually my daughter's favorite. From there, then I rented some. Went to Tail of the Dragon, my wife and I, a few years ago, and there's an opportunity there through a company to be able to rent a variety of different kinds of Porsches. I chose the 911 GT3, which was amazing and well suited for that kind of area. And then most recently, just earlier this year, went to the Nürburgring in Nuremberg, Germany, and was able to rent through Ring Taxi a race prepared GT4, which was really terrific and quite a terrifying experience. That experience, I have 3 videos. They'll be in the links as well too if you want to check out what it's like to get to Nuremberg, what it's like to get on the Nürburgring. I have 2 coaching sessions inside the car and what it's like from a driver's POV. So all that's to say that big Porsche fan. So this is not anything to deride Porsche other than just this kind of odd experience that I want to have people be aware of, and then maybe ways to deal with that and work around it. So finally, I've come to the point. I should also note that all those other Porsches that I've had, I bought used. I'm at a point now where I was going to, or am going to, buy my first new Porsche. So I was very excited to be able to spec it out. I was also very excited that the dealership that I'm working with got an allotment for the T, which is the manual transmission, manual 6-speed. So I was just super excited about it. Set up, you'll see in the spec, European delivery. I did that about 10 years ago with Audi with a A7 that I bought, and just really enjoyed that experience and looking forward to doing that again with my wife with this 911. So this is kind of what it looks like when you go to what's called their configurator, and you could spec it out as you wish, with wheels, with interior, with exterior, et cetera, et cetera. And as you can kind of tell with this, there's a wing in the back, there's side skirts, and there's a little bit, if you've got a really keen eye to the new 2026 Carreras, that front bumper cover looks a little bit different than normal. And I chose the GT silver metallic for the paint. The configurator is really nice because you can look at the car in three different kinds of light and settings and three different angles and points of view, which I'll show in just a second. But it's really fun. And anybody, you can just go to Porsche.com and pick your cars and just go play with it. It's really kind of a fun thing to do. So in doing that, pardon me, I then got to exterior and I chose Aero Kit. And once I had picked the silver, which is what you see, and picked the Aero Kit, which is what you see, this is what I got. So really excited about it. Always been a big fan. You saw my other two 911s. Big fan of the body mods. I know not everyone is, but that is for me. And I thought this is kind of neat, and it really kind of distinguishes it a bit. I liked, obviously, the variation in the front bumper cover, and just really felt like that wing in the back wasn't nuts and crazy like the GT3s, which you'll see in just a second a little bit more about, but also just really kind of finished the car's rear in a little bit better way that in my personal taste, and maybe some others as well too. So this is what you go when you go to the configurator, and you can see all these different angles and sides. And I also got the sunroof option, which then blackens the top of the car and carries it back. That'll come back in just a minute as we talk about the final spec. But anyway, I was very happy with it. I thought the profile looked good. It just really, is my cup of tea, and so excited to be able to kind of do a custom build, custom spec to what it was that I wanted. So I was told by my salesperson, from a very excited me, that once the car goes into production, I'm going to be able to find out about it. So I get this email, and you can see there it says "Track Your Porsche." Initially, because I've been to Road America and done a lot of land speed racing and road course racing and whatnot, I thought it was like to track my Porsche, maybe to take it to Road America again or something like that. But it wasn't. It was actually to track the build. So I open up this with great anticipation and excitement, and track your Porsche from production to delivery, and discover, track your dream, etc. So I did that. You scroll on down that email, and it tells you kind of, you can watch the production and delivery status, blah 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 blah, and to get the app to really be able to do it. So it's not really something you can do on the web, but it's really something more with the app. So downloaded the app. App didn't work. Uninstalled the app, reinstalled the app, thinking maybe it's me. There's a hiccup. App didn't work. Did it a third time. Contacted Porsche because I wasn't getting any assistance or wasn't getting any success with doing the app, and they said it was actually down. A day later, and then it would be back up. A day later, it was indeed back up, and I was able to get on. So I was really quite relieved with that. And so these are screenshots of what I saw when I was using the app. So there it is, 911 Carrera T. Good, so far so good. Silver looks right, headlight spec looks right, but wheels look right, but that front end didn't look quite right. And where's the rear wing? So I thought, well, that's weird. Maybe it's just a stock photo, not super specific to mine, but it did have the right wheels and the right headlights and the right color. So, and you can see the black top, which means that it's got the sunroof. So, hmm. So, being a little paranoid, I went digging in, and also a way to learn more about the app. And I saw, okay, welcome, Chris. Your bookings and orders. So I go to look a little bit further. Your first purchase is pending. Great. So far, so good. Let's look at the vehicle specs. So I see it again, and obviously, because you may know the the 6-speed is a little slower than the automatic. So it's like, okay, this all still kind of makes sense and it's looking good, but the car still does not look like it has an aero kit. So I click in a little further, and you can start to see here there's the options and the standard equipment and the engine, etc. So then I clicked on included options, and you see this is just the shot. There's other things here too, but for this purpose, I see exterior, and it's got the sunroof, and it's got the T side logo because I've got the manual transmission. It's a T. And then I looked a little further for packages, and then the packages, I'm thinking, am I going to see the aero kit here? So it's got base equipment and the T equipment, and I see, from the other point here, it's got the roof and the logos, etc. So I click a little bit further, and I look under standard options for the exterior, and I see it's got the prep for the roof rack. It's got the side skirts in black. It's got the Porsche logo. It's got the Carrera T logo. It's got the exterior mirror, upper, lower trim changes in color. Window trim in satin black. Door handles painted in the exterior color. The T side decals on um, the side. The rear deck lid. The coupe with 2 seats and pedestrian safety. Okay, all the exterior stuff, but still nothing that says Aero Kit. So I go off the app into my paperwork. Here's my spec. And I look specifically, and there you see it, AeroKit 7150. All right. Go a little further, look at the prior spec that I did for everything. Here's what it looked like. This is just a snippet of one part of that page. I'll have a future total build sheet on this in another upcoming video. And I see, yep, right there, exterior package, AeroKit 7150. So what's going on, I wonder? So I go back to the configurator, and yep, there it is. There's my color, there's my wheels, there's my lights, there's my this and that, and AeroKit, but no AeroKit. So I go back and look at what the front end would look like without the AeroKit, and you can see I've checked off there's no exterior packages in this version of it, and you can see that it looks different, and that's the same image that I'm seeing in the app. So then I go and click Sport Design Package. There's still no wing, obviously, but at least the front end looks like what's going to be happening with the Aero Kit, just sans the wing. So the solution, and here's what happened. So I see all that in there. I contact my sales manager, who is awesome, and the issue was that there's been a hold on all the Aero kits for some reason. He speculated that maybe there's been a design change or a redesign. Who knows? Maybe it's a materials issue. Who knows? It's kind of unknown as I shoot this video for you guys today. And I still haven't found out about that. And I guess it sort of becomes a moot point. So in my discussion with him, and I have to say again, big shout out, he was Johnny on it. I contacted him. I told him what the issues were, left him a voicemail. He immediately called me back a few hours later. He had done a little research in the background to be able to inform me of what I'm going to tell you about. So the issue was that either I could have the build ceased and not do the T and just cancel my entire order, which I thought was, an ethical thing to do. I'd have my deposit refunded, or I could keep on with the order, which I want to do. It's hard to get 911s where I live, and it's even harder to get 911s with the manual transmission. So I did not want to lose that opportunity. And so the idea would be that I would go ahead with the build, and they would go ahead and put it into production, but it would not be obviously with the Aero kit. So the option, again, just to refresh it, is that either no car, cancel the order, get refunded, keep the car, but without the Aero kit spec, and everything else was fine with it. So evidently there is some hiccup with production, or again, access to equipment or something that's keeping that from happening. So I would highly, highly recommend, if you are looking, and I don't know if this goes beyond the Carrera T's, but if you are doing any kind of build for a 2026, double check once you get the app, if you've ordered an Aero kit, that indeed you're maybe a fortunate person before me to be able to have your production include that Aero kit. As a solution around that, what we are trying now, and I should also say too, when my sales manager looked at it, On his version, it did not show the aero kit as an option, which both of us are puzzled by. I have no idea. This is a more recent shot of it as of yesterday. So this is after we already heard that there was a stop production on the aero kit. So our solution and our workaround is that at this point in time, I selected the Sport Design package, which you see checked off here, which basically brings in this new front bumper and a little lower chin trim and side skirt variation, and no rear wing. And that this seems to be able to go into production. My fingers are tightly crossed that that is indeed the case. As of now, that's the idea. He saw that the Sport Design package was available with his visibility to the configurator, but the Aero Kit wasn't. So again, that's still a mystery. Consumer facing, it is the Aero Kit shows. Um, uh, Porsche dealer facing, it is not. So who knows? That's a mystery. If anybody knows why this might be, please put it in the comments and solve that mystery for us. So our solution at this point in time is to get it spec'd like this. And then what I'm going to do in collaboration with them is do an aftermarket wing and then actually an aftermarket hood. I'm going to show you what those things look like. So maybe this is lemonade out of lemons of having a huge disappointment that this wasn't going to be the case. I wasn't going to get the spec that I wanted. So I hope, pardon me, that I will be able to do that for you in the future and show you. So I went shopping for a variety of different kinds of aftermarket wings. These are all kind of more GT3 style, and they just got crazier and crazier. And it really wasn't what I was looking for. So again, now I go back into the bucket of disappointment of like, gosh, it really, to me, it needs that finishing off, but it really needs to look more like the original Porsche design Aero Kit style. That's not for a crazy GT3 swan neck wing. So I found one. Actually, I found two. This is really kind of a wacky, crazy color, so ignore that. But this shows then that it has an additional brake light that goes across in the kind of little ducktailish, if you will, sweep before the wing and still maintains the parallel brake light. So this is, again, wild, crazy green, but this is what that wing will look like. And this is what the kit looks like for it. So if anybody's interested, if we wind up doing this and I purchase the kit, you'll find out about it in an upcoming video, and I'll put links to which kit we went to for purchasing. I found also on YouTube this car, which came with the factory Aero kit. This is actually in Europe. It's a British spec, so the steering wheel's on the right, so there's a few little differences with that. It's a beautiful car. Love the wrap, etc. But like my Silver a little bit better. But I just want to point out that this really is kind of, in my opinion, the Aero kit style wing that I really do and did want to go with. So hopefully that will work out for us. The idea is that I will order this aftermarket and we'll make some kind of arrangement for me to get a paint match and get it installed. Installation should be fairly easy. We'll have to defeat the at speed rear wing popping up because I don't want this thing coming up at a speed or anything. So want it to be stable throughout, obviously. But again, I think it just really sort of makes the car, and I just really like that little downward tilt to it, and it's not super crazy like those GT3 Swan necks. So after having seen this car, it sort of then gave me another idea, and that was to look at doing a carbon fiber, dry carbon gloss finish carbon fiber hood. The installation of it isn't a real big challenge, at least it doesn't look like. It might be a DIY. We'll see if it does turn out to be a DIY. I'll do a video on it, similar to some of the other stuff that I've done with my BMW motorcycle. But I really liked how it finished it off. There's a variety of them out there if this is something you're interested in. This is the specific one that I'm just going to show here because I really liked how the vents were placed far forward in the front. You can get NASA style or the not NASA NSA. I forget what it's called. Sorry, put it in the notes if you know what I'm talking about. There's other kinds of vents that are available like further in the hood or closer to the windshield, and those are great. But I just didn't really particularly care for those. This is done. What you see here is done in a finish that is ready for paint. But I really, as you'll see in that same black car that I showed before, this is the flat black finish wrap, but they've got the gloss finish carbon fiber hood. So with the front vents, I think it's pretty much the one that I just showed you in the raw form. So I just really liked that. And if you start to look at it at different angles, I felt like it really did add a lot to the car. This car also has a chin spoiler, which I don't think I'm going to do. I'm too afraid in everyday driving that I would just, chew that thing up. But it does have the AeroKit style front bumper, which is should be hopefully on the same spec that I have for this one. But again, just to kind of show you in different angles, different looks, I really feel like this finishes it off. And I think it will continue visually, I hope, with the silver. Obviously, it's going to be in contrast, but with the shine of a gloss finish carbon fiber with the windshield, with the black gloss, if you will, top of the car with the sunroof package, and then carrying on to the roof vent or the engine vents in the back. I hope we'll have a very nice synthetic kind of perspective with it. So we'll cross our fingers and hope to have that be the case. Again, another little tight shot of it, and then what it looks like here. So if indeed this all does come to fruition, then you'll be able to see it. I'll do a lot more. This is just the start. I've also put in for a European delivery, which is looking good for Porsche in the sense that it looks like I might be able to do it. It's looking bad for me because it might conflict with some other unchangeable travel plans that I have. So we'll see. But regardless, whenever it gets delivered, I'll do a full walkthrough of the car. I'll do a break-in 500-mile owner's experience with the car. I'll do how I spec'd out the car, if indeed whatever the final specs turn out to be, and step you through what that looks like as well too. So thank you for watching. Please do put comments in if you have questions or if there's things that I might be able to answer, or if you might be able to answer some of the questions that I raised in this video. That would be awesome. Look at the other series that we have in the channel. They're in the links below. I did a Ducati show bike. I did a 2022 BMW R9T. A lot of really simple kinds of modifications with very few tools and zero experience. I did a getting started in auto racing, which has got the ultimate street car, land speed racing, 1,000-mile rally, SEMA, etc. My experience on the Nürburgring, like I talked about. I also currently own, which I'll be trading in, a 2025 Mercedes-Benz CLE 450 4MATIC Cabrio, and my owner's experience of driving that for the first 5,000 miles and what that's been like, and also what it was like to take racing a 2023 Corvette C8 and Z51 2LT. And then also I have a podcast that covers a variety of different kinds of lifestyle issues, automotive and motorcycle, and a variety of other kinds of things too. So if that's an interest of yours, if you like podcasts, be sure to check that out. So again, thanks for listening. I appreciate this. If you have answers or questions, please put them in the comments below, and really appreciate you watching this, and hopefully it'll be of help, and hopefully you get the spec that you want on your build. Thanks again for watching. Take care and drive safe.